Podcast here. I'm Breaky CPK, going to be your host, and you're joining me for what is the DreamLeague Season 6 Group Stage Action coming at you. And we have Alliance versus Escape Gaming here in this two-game series. Looking forward to seeing what happens. Obviously, these two teams definitely dear to my heart, you could say, to an extent. Both these teams have former HON players on them, both new and old, that I really enjoy. One, looking forward more so to these two teams and their progress as a result of that. Again, I'm really excited to see how they do throughout this upcoming season in general of Dota 2 action. But here they are meeting up earlier on in the season. I want to say for the first time these two teams are playing each other here. And we got Escape versus Alliance. So now, quick kind of recap here on how the teams have done so far here in the Dream League. This is only the second week of the Dream League. Alliance has actually yet to play an official Dream League match. They were busy with the WESG, where they did finish. I think you could call it a somewhat disappointing third-place finish. Kinda. I mean, this is a newer team coming together. Now, they have the name brand Alliance, and they were a full team compared to a lot of these WESG teams, which were, in a sense, kind of makeshift teams for the purpose of that event. So the fact they didn't, get top two, let alone win the whole thing, people kind of look at that as suggest that maybe it was a little bit of a failure. I don't necessarily feel that. Again, I do understand that this is a newer team kind of coming together. I think overall finishing third, they did play very well throughout, I thought. So I'm expecting, good play out of them here. They're going up against Escape Gaming, though, who is 4-0. They are undefeated currently here in the Dream League. They actually went 2-0 against Liquid, and I want to say they went 2-0 against Virtus Pro, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Virtus Pro's, obviously proven to be very successful themselves lately with their newer roster as well. But anyways, the point, another strong thing is Escape Gaming. They are also one of these few teams around the world that kind of stuck together with their core roster post-TI. And by core roster, I mean their whole roster, obviously. These are the same 5 players that did participate in TI6. Not many teams actually can say that. I want to say, Wings, the champions, is the only other one? I don't know if I'm 100% right on that, but I want to say that might even be the case. So, Escape kind of in a very, very small group there when it comes to players and all sticking together post-TI6. Sorry, I need to clear my throat here. 1 second. Get some water. Obviously, the draft is in front of you, so we'll get to that in just a second here. All right. Should be a little bit better. Man, something about today. Really should have got more ready, apparently. All right, anyways, we got the draft well underway, so let's kind of take a look and see exactly what's going on. In fact, the Dire side, they're just about finished here as the final band coming out for the Radiant. They have OD, Kunkka, Ogre Magi, and Alchemist so far on the side of Escape Gaming. Now, there have been some changes / nerfs mainly in the last patch, 6.88F, I believe it's labeled as. So there are some nerfs to take into consideration. I don't think any of them were necessarily over the top too dramatic from what I could tell. Now, obviously, that's my very limited analysis. But again, I saw these changes as, we had E as well more recently. And again, these are changes that okay, yeah, so it might hurt the hero a little bit, but we're very likely still going to see them kind of deal. And I think there's also the comfort factor that comes into play as well. So, but you do look at Escape Gaming's lineup. This is a very aggressive potential team. OD and Alchemist is a little interesting to me. I'm very likely going to be seeing that shortly. And Alchemist, as a result, Beastmaster coming out even with the final pick. This is a very YOLO-ish lineup here on the side of Escape Gaming coming out, and that's exciting to say the least. Obviously, whenever we got a lineup like this, feels like expect a bit of action. So they have that strong initiation. Keizu on Beastmaster. I know he can play that hero very, very well, so looking forward to seeing how he does on that. But definitely liking Escape Gaming's draft. As far as on the side of Alliance, Nyx Assassin, Disruptor, Dazzle, and Lifestealer coming out. Disruptor, I feel like he's actually almost been an underrated support from what I've been watching. I feel like this hero brings a lot to the table. Now, when it comes to mana use, obviously having to use all his abilities, you do need a fair amount of farm on him to be able to use it successfully, but at the same time, you get that glimpse in the proper spot, the harassment in the laning phase with this Q, the Thunder Strike of his, and obviously then the Kinetic Field and a Static Storm combination, very, very strong potential for lockdown. Nyx Assassin is also kind of another hero that we have seen lately a lot on the Dota 2 scene. I kind of feel like this is one of these heroes that post-TI6 especially, it's really broken strong into the scene. We saw plenty here, even just yesterday. For those that may have watched it, the North American qualifiers that have been taking place for the Summit event. We saw a bit of Nick Assassin throughout that, from what I remember. Of course, Acceptor on that hero, it gets ridiculous. It sets up initiation so well across the map. And something like the Lifestealer Nyx combo could be fun as well, of course. The potential to put that Infest on the Nyx and then use that Vendetta to sneak on up and then set up the jump on somebody. So Alliance 2 does have a fairly aggressive lineup for the most part. Dazzle kind of brings that back a little bit, but you got Dazzle. He's now paired with a Shadow Fiend on top of that with a final pick, by the way. Shadow Fiend not an everyday hero on the Dota 2 competitive scene, but it feels like he fits niches here and there. They got a lot of minus armor synergy, that's for sure. So that's where the advantage definitely could lie for Alliance right here, that with the Lifestealer pick, obviously, on top of that. So definitely going to be looking for that physical presence here, more so compared to the magic presence on the side of Escape, at least earlier on in the game. Of course, eventually late game, Alchemist will be dealing some hefty physical presence himself. But in these earlier parts, seems like a magic damage is going to be a little bit more of the focus here. So, all right, here we go. Into game number 1. This, again, is a static 2-game series. No best of 3s here. This being the group stages, so I think, Alliance, I was actually listening to the pregame as well on the DreamLeague stream before coming on here, and they were giving, Alliance I don't want to, I'm not a bit of crap necessarily, but they were suggesting that they're definitely the underdogs here, and not that I disagree with that. I think Escape Gaming is the favorite team, no doubt, in this matchup, but I do feel like people may be underestimating the true potential of Alliance here overall. Again, I'm very familiar with the players, Jonas Fafea, Limp, and, of course, Handskin. And I know that they can be some top-tier players, despite their Dota 2 success not necessarily being top tier just yet. Again, compared to a lot of these players, like, you got Synderen on the other side, for example, they are a bit less experienced still. So. But, they got loaded now as their leader. Obviously, brings plenty of that. Look at this smoke coming out from Alliance early on. They're going to try to make a play here. We'll see if it maybe can catch Escape. I don't think Escape would have seen this. Their ward way a little bit deeper in the jungle. Yeah, wouldn't have seen this, I don't believe. So, Alliance going to sneak on by, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to really catch anybody. Both bounty runes controlled by Alliance there. There's some percentage out there where it's pretty ridiculous percentage from my understanding. That's which if both teams get the bounty rune, their win percentage actually jumps up quite a bit. So I'm not going to say that the game's over by any means, but obviously a solid start already, just as we hit that 0-minute mark. So Limp, he picked up the bottom one, right? Yeah. He gets that bottom one down. Nyx Assassin, who's actually at the top lane, by the way. He got the bounty rune for the top lane. That means we see the aggressive tri lane coming out from the side of Alliance. They're running with the Disruptor, Dazzle, and Lifestealer. Torrent's going to come out, however. Disruptor taking some good pressure, but now they're turning on a Synderen and going to apply that pressure right back. You do see Synderen did not get the stun first. Of course, getting that harass ability with the Ignite. And also just in general, seems like could provide some good damage, actually, overall right here. So keep an eye on this middle battle, though. I wonder how Shadow Fiend fares against an OD. It feels like OD would definitely be favored in this matchup, at least earlier on. Obviously, once Shadow Fiend starts adding up that Necromancy here, getting those souls, and hitting harder as a result, it seems like he could start taking over perhaps. But, again, not too familiar myself. Torrent's going to miss right there on a Limp. He does a nice job of sidestepping in someone. I believe he saw Yapster coming over. And he'll just walk away as if nothing even happened. So they do know Kunkka's mid now, and obviously that means they got the numbers advantage down here at the bottom. But interesting decision, by the way, with that said, of Alliance to go this more aggressive trialing. Dazzle doesn't necessarily speak usually for the idea of aggressive trialing, but at the same time, they're going up against a triple melee here. That's kind of just hitting me now. You got Alchemist, Kunkka, and the Ogre Magi here at the bottom. So perhaps that's what Alliance really was liking about this matchup here. And when you put that on paper, it actually seems like it makes a lot of sense. 2-minute rune, by the way. Torrent's going to come out, and Yaps are doing a good job of stealing that rune right in front of the Disruptor. That does mean Beastmaster versus Nyx Assassin happened at the top lane. But yeah, this Radiant lineup is actually a 4 melee lineup overall. Only the only range, of course, being that OD here. So A bit of a concern with their draft, actually looking a little bit more at it here, despite the aggressive nature that it brings, but still have hope for their own potential. Again, it seems like Ogre Magi and Kunkka definitely could be pretty powerful at it. You have Shadow Fiend here now as those 13 souls, so it seems like he's added up quite a bit already. And how are the last hits looking? 14-1 OD, a 12-2 Shadow Fiend, so fairly back and forth so far here between these two players. Bottom lane, a little bit of harassment. Kinetic Field comes out. Air's in trouble, actually. This is going to be first blood. Lifestealer even getting credit for it. That's probably the worst hero you want to be giving up that first blood to. Lifestealer already off to an excelled start here as a result of that. So simply catching the Alchemist. I don't think just really the Kinetic Field just trapped him in. I'm sure Dazzle assisting with that Poison Touch of his, and Nick's just, or Lifestealer, excuse me, just walks up and does this thing with the auto attack. So well played to take out Alchemist here earlier on in the game. And yeah, this choice of the aggressive trial lane, it really has proven to pay dividends, obviously, especially with that first blood kicking in. Seems like Era as well, only 4-1 creep farm compared to the Lifestealer, who's 18-5 actually. So safe to say that Alliance is actually very dominating start in a lot of ways. You even got the Nyx Assassin at the top lane. He's doing fantastic against the Beastmaster here, 21-5. 22-3, excuse me, versus a 14-6 Nyx or Beastmaster. So across the board, I guess the middle lane is the only one that's kind of back and forth. Actually, it is an advantage for OD definitely here, but both the bottom and the top definitely being won by Alliance, and it could get a little bit better. Kinetic Field comes out once again. You see Loda sitting in there with the right clicks. Era will be able to run away for now. Is it going to be enough? The Poison Touch comes out again. There's a rage, and down goes Alchemist. Cinder now in a lot of trouble on the Ogre Magi. They're probably going to dive him. No, they're not. Not worth it. They just bring him back with the clips. Why dive when he can bring him back to you, baby? There's a second kill. And now a 3-0 start in favor of Escape Gaming. And all of a sudden, all those doubters, Alliance, excuse me. And all of a sudden, all those doubters of Alliance after their WESG performances, perhaps, maybe seeming a little bit different now. So 3-0 here for Alliance. Again, I know it's very, very early on in the game, not to make too many judgments, but I definitely am expecting this to be a good series. I really was from the beginning of this, despite some others thinking that Escape would be having maybe a fairly good time here. So it's fun to see that we're having a solid start for Alliance, and I'm sure Escape, though, going to climb back. Obviously, again, their strength really relies on that roaming earlier on in the game. Now, these very, very early levels, the 1 and 2s, haven't been able to connect necessarily. But especially Beastmaster, he is level 6 now, so it does bring that Primal Roar to the table. And the insane lockdown and damage potential that it brings. So you have these Soul Rings still trying to be finished by Era here. Meanwhile, again, obviously his farm is struggling. He already has those 2 deaths here. Only has 10 creep kills in total at 5.5 minutes into the game. Seeing an Alchemist, what's his net worth right now? Yeah, seeing an Alchemist at 1,200 net worth, that is not good. By the way, Rottnam, welcome to the CB Kappas. You're awesome, you're fucking awesome. Don't let anyone else tell you differently. God damn it. Thank you so much, Rottnam, for the subscription. I really do appreciate it, man. The 2-month subscription right there. Sorry it didn't pop up when I got my quote-unquote serious casting going. I don't have the pop-ups on the screen, but the sound does play. Honestly, I'm not sure why. I thought I've turned that off. But anyways, thanks for subscribing, man. I love you. Anywho. So just over 6 minutes into the game now, there's a Soul Ring finished on Alchemist. I don't know why I'm really amplifying the idea of the Soul Ring being finished a big deal, but it kind of is with the way the Alchemist game is going here early on in the game. So they pretty much, Era's just going to be complete recovery mode in this earlier part of the game. I mean, I know, well, yeah, let's just say it's going to be interesting to see what kind of build we see Era go for. I figure the Armlet still going to be, high potential. Speaking of that, after Loda going to be going. In fact, they catch Era again. He just got a little, he just simply walked up. He wanted that last hit on the creep, and then Loda's like, nah, you ain't getting that free. They just drop him. Here comes a smoke now from Escape. So finally trying to make a play about 7 minutes into the game here, after what is now a 4-0 start in favor of Alliance. You see Keizu. Courier's coming in, actually. Only a TP on it, though, so not the biggest deal. Lim's playing it very defensive. Has that Ring of Aquila, has the ball, the boots, as far as his build, looking okay start here, but he's playing a very defensive, hugging the tower. Now he does have Dazzle nearby. The ping's going on him. They're going to go to Dazzle, I definitely think, right here. There goes Beastmaster. No, the roar and a limp, actually. Is he in the best position, though? TPs are coming in. It's like a magic. Not even close enough. Dazzle there with the support. They put the imprisonment onto Dazzle, but at what cost here? Cinder, and he goes down. Not nearly enough pressure from Escape. Yeah, I am shocked they tried to go for limp right there. It seemed like Dazzle was definitely the more ideal target, especially him having the heal, having the shallow grave here for that matter. So the coordination not necessarily on point there for Escape Gaming. But even if they win for Dazzle, it very likely may not have even been a kill. So I'll bet behind here. Jonas Fan, he's going to be seen, but he puts the Impel out right as they put the sentry down. Now Quickfa, he will fall, gets caught in that kinetic field. The Apser will walk it off. But Alliance is making a statement here, man. Hanskin, don't know what that was about. I think Hanskin, he really wanted the Apser. He must have a vendetta against him or something, because he just basically suicided to try to pick up a kill onto him and come up short. So the first misplay really coming out for Alliance right there as Hanskin goes a little bit too balls deep right there. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. He just gives the Ogre Magi a little bit of a bonus farm here. Perhaps Ogre is going to be able to pick up his boots now. Yeah, there we go, with as well as the infused raindrops on top of that. So, but yeah, you look at the net worth here again. The control definitely in favor of Alliance. The first kind of smoke gank attempt there of Escape really falls through and fails, frankly. In fact, they even get turned in the end. So, it's going to be quite the climb here. I mean, OD, his success early on is obviously going to be the pace setter here for Escape Gaming, try to take control somewhat of this earlier game himself and make some plays. But look at Loda, he's just roaming through the jungle here as if he really doesn't have a worry in the world. I mean, he does have that rage if he gets caught in a dangerous spot. He is being spotted here by an Observer Ward, but just frankly doesn't even care. I mean, it's just, you know, he feels confident that there's nobody here that can jump him and kill him quickly anyway. So he's good to go. Dazzle, meanwhile, is kind of taken over here in the middle lane. But you look at the early net worth. Yeah, look at that. Already almost 3,000 net worth in 9.5 minutes. Oh, that was experience. There's the net worth. Again, it's kind of same to that. 2,500 or so. You got the experience, about 3,000 right here as well. So Beastmaster makes his way into the jungle a little bit. Keizu, he is trying to pick up his farm somewhat. Has nearly 1,000 gold saved up. So we'll see what he picks up here. The Necronomicon, I assume, is what we're going to be seeing earlier on. Arrow's going to get picked again, by the way. They just roam on top. It looks like a Vendetta opening. Yeah, Lifestealer was walking over, but not even necessary. Dazzle, in fact, gets credit for the kill. So this Alchemist pick, the triple melee bottom, I mean, you know, it honestly didn't hit me when I was looking over the lineup there quickly of the draft of Escape Gaming, but Alliance's choice to go aggressive trial lane, knowing that it was going to be a triple melee especially, it was just on point. I mean, Alchemist just simply had no chance down there at the bottom lane. Hanskin, by the way, the top lane, you see the Hawk is scouting him out, but Keizu, he's committing way too deep for this kill as the TPs come in. It almost feels like Escape is making some very desperate plays right here, this earlier on in the game. And it's just frankly not working. I mean, 8-1 lead now in favor of Alliance right here. And you see the bottom tower even going down. In fact, now OD's going to fall. The bomb comes out as Loda goes in with Limp, and they just make work of OD right there. I got to tell you, I kind of feel like this is a bit of a statement being made by Alliance as well, again, with their WESG performance. Like I said, third place is not the worst performance ever. But people were maybe a little bit disappointed, you know, making a note of that. But they're really making a strong point here in their first game of the DreamLeague. They're showing no fear against a team that is currently undefeated and getting a lot of high praise lately in Escape Gaming. So. Escape on full tilt, I see people suggesting. I mean, almost, perhaps. Again, with the way that they're playing, like that dive here at the top lane, you know, even if you do get that jump off, you know that the TPs are coming. It's pretty much a guarantee. And they did, and they easily turned right there. So they're going to try for another smoke. Obviously, you can't blame them, but meanwhile, Alliance doing the same. And I got to think if they may head on right here, this is going to favor Alliance with the lead that they have early on. Haston spawns right there. Jonas Fan trying to get close enough to maybe catching Keizu or somebody, but this is so awkward, man. They're going to get somebody. There's Cinderin. He'll be the target of choice, the easy one at that. Torrent comes out. Ogre Magi, wait. Where did he go? Did he get, well, he is going to be killed. Was that a glimpse right there or something? Yeah, I guess that was a glimpse, but maybe he just used it right there. Anyways, point is, Orgrimmar does eventually die. As he gets caught out, OD just simply sits back, but 10-1 lead now in favor of Alliance. Alchemist, he's still 6th in the game in net worth. That's an Alchemist, a short lane farming Alchemist. 6th on the net worth chart. Not good. Beastmaster ports out to survive, but yeah, Era, it's not a successful nor a fun game, I'm sure, for him this time around. 0-4-0 again, simply just not set up in the bus spot. Okay, I guess that was OD got him in the imprisonment right there. I just simply missed the animation. But quick fuck, good job with the stun by the way, Jonathan Fanny popped the Smite Carapace on the imprisonment, and then as a result, obviously OD took the stun, and then they just go in for the easy kill. I mean, that coordination there, the Jonathan Fan being on top and on point really, and making the play. And this bomb here of the Lifestealer inside the Nyx. Again, Nyx really has kind of been a fun and strong hero, really coming on the scene lately here on Dota 2, it feels like. And this is a combo I have yet to see, actually, of the Lifestealer with the Nyx. And it seems like, though, again, if you have that follow-up to a Nyx Assassin that could be there, you know, on point, then it could do wonders. And we see that here with the Lifestealer Nyx combination. They're going to group up now at the top lane. The 11-1 lead in favor of Alliance.
Top tower is under attack.
And this tower, very, very likely going to fall. You see the weave coming out from Dazzle, just a very defensive in case a team fight is to break out right here.
Middle tower is under attack.
But that should set up the tower kill. I mean, fortification already used. You got the Yapster running in, but not going to be able to do much. So, well played, middle lane. Port's coming in. Oh, Nyx actually missing the impel right there. And Cinderin says, I got a free TP now. Well played by Cinderin, but the glimpse is like, no, you don't. Brings him right back. And Lemp picks up the kill for the killing spree. There's a Necronomicon picked up by Beastmaster there in the meantime. So again, there's something, but I don't know. It feels like the initiation is the biggest lacking right now for Escape Gaming. And I almost want to say, I mean, again, I'm not going to act like this is a bad choice, but is there an argument that Keizu maybe should have just gone straight Blink Dagger here, just simply to get a Blink Primal Roar initiation? I, wouldn't be surprised if he eventually gets it, but not having that, now you see the Static Storm Connect field combo right there. Just simply harassing a little bit, stopping them from going on him, but yeah, well, he's going to be glimpsed back, actually. Keizu's in trouble right here. Shona's fan going to open with the Vendetta, and Keizu goes down. Meanwhile, the other teammates kill Roshan. Oh, man, I don't know if Escape Gaming is going to hang on to this game much longer. I mean, this is just a disaster across the board. It's a disaster. I love you, Toby. 15.5 minutes into this game. Alliance just true domination right here. Armlet's finished on Lifestealer, already another 1,400 gold saved up. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a good argument. I mean, I don't want to start talking about the second game just yet, but this Nyx Assassin, there's argument to be made that if you're Escape and this game continues to play out the way it has been, you may think about banning that Nyx earlier on, because clearly, and if not banning it, looking to get into the first pick yourself. But I don't know how the pick order is necessarily going to go next game, but it's definitely been the hero that's kind of been controlling the pace of this game. I mean, he did fantastic up here at the top lane. He dominated the Beastmaster matchup, which, again, I'm not going to sit here and suggest whether that should happen or not. I don't know enough about the game to know that, but it feels like that, maybe Beastmaster should be a little close. But there's a point earlier on where he was almost 10 creep kills ahead, I believe. So, but Beastmaster, he is leveling, or I assume he's going to level up that Necronomicon at least, currently level 1 of it. I do understand that, yeah, the Necronomicon is a very powerful item, and I know I'm kind of focusing on the initiation aspect of this game, but Necronomicon definitely brings some solid gank presence, but also some very good push potential to the table. So Escape going to perhaps try to come back that way. You do see Alchemist. He is finally climbing back a little bit. 3rd in the net worth now, but you look at the overall net worth. more than 7,500 lead. You got the experience, pretty much the same story here. It's basically just continue to go in favor of Alliance throughout the 17 minutes of this game right now, just about. But, yeah, Era, he's got the armlet now, has the soul ring, as we mentioned before, 2,400 gold saved up, so the Radiant's finally going to be coming here. A little bit longer maybe than I would have liked, but hey, you know, has it coming up. But the 14-1 lead for Alliance, that's got to be intimidation, no doubt, for Escape Gaming. But, you know, definitely the game's not over yet. Still early enough in this game to not be too deterred by what's going on here. Force Staff is actually... Is that finished? He just needs to deliver it here, right? I guess he still needs the ring of regen. So once he brings the ring, or purchases the ring of regen, he will be good to go to finish the Force Staff here. And then eventually the Hurricane Pike on top of it, I'm sure. But yeah, that's something else to keep in mind, though. The presence of the Dark Lord as well as this weave coming out from Dallas, but again, the minus armor synergy very, very high. Oh, Beastmaster gets picked off top lane. Oh boy, I'm watching this middle push. Meanwhile, the teammates just over there is dropping Beastmaster like it's hot. And once again, it seems like that Vendetta Lifestealer coming over. That wasn't even Vendetta, it looks like. That was just simply him assisting, getting close enough and to get the kill. So well played. The gem also purchased by Nick's Assassin as well. He almost has his axe. He just needs the agility there, and then he's good to go. That's ridiculous. 18 minutes in the game, we're going to see an Axe and Nick's Assassin. And that item is really strong on this hero.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Oh, there's some positive there for Escape. They deny the tower. Not necessarily the biggest deal, though, for Alliance. It's like, tower's dead. That's what we really cared about. So they're just fine. And I believe Nick's just purchased the Axe. Yeah, that's going to be coming out right here. The Blade of Alacrity, the final component. You also have a Vladimir's Offering purchased. Is that going to be on the Nyx? Right here, or is that... oh, it's actually on the Disruptor. Interesting. Okay. Wondering, you know, not being the melee himself. But at the same time, it is just a very good support item, obviously. So, great R to have in general. So, across the board makes sense here. Especially for the benefit of a Lifestealer. And Nyx will get from it too with the life steal. So you see the map control right here, the vision for Escape. They got aggressive ward up here, but other than that, not the most. I guess they do got a fairly defensive one down here, but on the other side, obviously you got the aggressive play and wards coming out from Alliance. Well, the one actually just goes away right there, so probably need to get that vision back up here, but. Here come with another push, though. Alliance very confident they can go into the base here. We've put up already. So that plus armor kicking in. And there is an X using the burrow right there. Harass when the mana burn comes out. Oh boy. Shadow Fiend just doesn't even care. He has an Aegis. I don't even know if we really mentioned that yet. That with the BKB, the Helm of the Dominator, Dragon Lance. I mean, he's got it all here in this early game. Limp is a force to reckon with, and he's showing that. Look at Jonas Fan just sitting in that burrow of his, has another impel. Here comes a ghost ship. It's going to connect on a Limp, but really not do much else. The follow-up not there. This Rax, it's going to fall, just a matter of time, as there's a fortification, but down it goes. So well played. And now the range Rax on top of that. So simply harassing Limp there with the Torrent X marks the spot combo, but again, they just can't actually go. They know if they fully commit, he has the Aegis, BKB even a fight. They got the supporting cast around that's doing plenty here, including the Lifestealer who's right here actually. He's got the Echo Saber now himself to go with that armlet. So Rax dead, and they'll just kind of walk it off. It's like it's just rinse and repeat now. The Aegis does go away right there, but who cares, right? It's just it really accomplished what it needed to anyways, even though it actually wasn't used. It brought that intimidation factor and it allowed for the free and easy Rax kill here in the middle. So the Alliance momentum yet again continues. Look at this from Nyx coming out. He's just sitting here in the burrow, waiting for an opportunity. If somebody pokes up, they are dead. But as we see, Escape is not necessarily falling for that. They're not looking to pick fights outside their base right now.
Radiant's bottom tower
How's Alchemist looking? He does have the Radiance, another 1,200 gold saved up. Gonna pressure the top tower. And we'll force a fallback here, but OD's in trouble. Can they catch him? No, they can't actually. He gets away. Nick's insisting on trying to chase there rather than go for a random impale. Not that it would have hit, but maybe giving them a better chance for the kill. But he gets away. And there's Necronomicon now level 2 purchased by the Beastmaster here. So only one kill at 22 minutes into the game. That just has to feel awful, man. Having one team kill at 22 minutes, and again, it does feel like that there is hope for escape, especially having now an Alchemist starting to come online a little bit. I know it's a lot later than you would like, but you know, it's a case of better late than never. I do think the late game maybe has some potential. That with OD. Now OD has definitely tapered off a bit, unfortunately, and obviously we're in a state of the game, especially with the middle already being pushed in, where the economy is not necessarily going to be as easy as it was, earlier in the game. So I understand that they do need a little bit of throw at the same time from Alliance. Definitely there is a bit of that. They need Alliance to get a little too cocky, or maybe a pick here and there with heroes that are just simply out of position, and then work off of that. But Alliance is definitely in control of this game. Hurricane Pike just finished even on Shadow Fiend, by the way, as well. So, yeah, this is, 23 minutes into the game to see this inventory on a Shadow Fiend, who didn't necessarily, he technically lost the middle lane, right? When it came to creep score, at least. He actually lost the middle lane against OD. Yet, he is just on fire here since the game has picked up. Obviously, this mid-game potential hero, carry hero, really. The highest net worth. Now, that's eventually going to be surpassed, I'm sure, by the Alchemist at this rate, but impressive that he is even ahead of him at this point. See the overall net worth, the experience worth. Just more justification that Alliance has a ridiculous lead here. And a ping on a Roshan. Going to be up here in the near future. See the Centaur is scouting it out and letting them know when it's actually there and good to go. Meanwhile, Alliance just simply going to farm resources, take the resources away as they take the escape jungle, and then eventually wait for another Aegis here and go for potentially what could be a final push. Yeah, trying to keep hope here for escape, but any sane person would suggest that this game is arguably over, honestly, for escape gaming. But again, they feel hope, and when you're only down one set of racks, you have an Alchemist that's picking up and coming online now. It's understandable that they're not GGing here. It would almost be awkward to just GG at this point, but. Again, I know, traditional sports, the NFLs, but they've been big lately on the percentage of chance to win for a team at certain points of the games, and I'd feel like we're at that graph at the point of the game where it'd be about like a 95% chance to win for Alliance here, maybe even more, like 97.8%.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See the top tower taking some pressure there. But the fallback happens, and so it'll be good. Man, look at this disruptor. Never mind. I thought that was a disruptor. I was actually looking. Whose inventory was I looking at? Somebody just had no items on them.
Dire's top tower is
it might have been Ogre, but I guess he has a couple. Yeah, Ogre, though, overall is pretty not that good off. Only 1,000 gold net worth, so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Is Roshan up yet? Yeah, there we go. Alright, they know he's up. Yeah, look at this from Beastmaster, actually. Yeah, it's going to have the Hawk in here. We'll scout it out. So. see that Roshan's up, that is. Obviously, they weren't attempting it yet. God, has the Aether Lens now on top of the Yags. That freaking Impale range is insane now. What is it? This makes it Impale range 1225. Then he got the Aether Lens on top of that, right? So, Jesus. Oh, that was a pretty quick Roshan kill. By the time the Hawk comes over, it's dead. There's the Aegis on Shadow Fiend. He's not level 16 just yet, so doesn't have that maxed out Requiem of Souls here, but not that that's necessary. I don't even think he's used it once this game yet. Hasn't really had the opportunity to. Does have an Eagle Song purchase, though. Good old Butterfly could do wonders here. Manta Style is finished on Alchemist. So, if this is about 10 minutes earlier, maybe it's very impressive to see that, but obviously, again, he had a very struggling start here,
Radiant's
so.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, background. What's going on over here? Actually, there's initiation on the background. They catch up with the fan initially. Bro goes out, though. He gets caught with the Ghost Ship, but Dazzle comes in with the heal support. Very spread out from Escape Game. And now Casey's all by himself. He's in trouble. He will be fine. Never mind. Glimpse back, and he is dead. So, not sure what that was about. It seemed like Escape was trying to like set up a flank of sorts, or they just simply got spotted when they didn't expect to. And I don't know if that was a smoke or what. But the point is, they get Casey, and Casey does not have a buyback, actually. Does not have enough gold for it. So that's going to be the easy tower coming. He's a lot of their presence, honestly, at this point in the game. Big-time initiation for them. I mean, this is going to be another rack. What do you do, though? Shadowfiend's just sitting there right-clicking, but he has an Aegis. I mean, he has all that team support. Now Loda even goes in. He says, I'm tired of waiting. That's a Desolator. Going to assist a little bit. There's the Ignite out on Shadowfiend, but it just doesn't matter. The Rax is going to yet again fall. Right here, as Arrow may also fall. Wow, he just tried to walk up, stop him at least a little bit. Ain't gonna happen. Quick foot goes down. Those GGs are coming out, yeah. GG, well played. Escape finally realizes that enough is enough. And Alliance will take game number 1. Talk about dominating fashion, man. I don't know what was more dominating, the NP versus Cole series in the first round of those Summit qualifiers or this one. Either way. We got an Alliance victory right here, and I think that's going to perhaps change some minds on the team now, maybe moving forward here. And honestly, part of me is glad to see that. Obviously, I like both of these teams, and I want to see success for both of them. But, Alliance, I did feel like, was maybe having some doubters out there, especially with this new roster, having these newer, less experienced players like Hanskin, Jonas